What are the sign of a believer? What are the sign of a person that believe in God? What is a sign of a disciple? Well, Jesus Christ had mentioned or say in the Bible by this, I believe it's St. John, the 13th chapter. He say, by this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one toward another. The sign of a believer is not a person that carries a Bible. The sign of a believer is not a person that wear a long dress or wears a modest suit or or ordinary suit, or person that wear hats as a piety to be a disciple. When Jesus Christ mentioned to the followers, he was saying that by this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one toward another. And that's a problem in our society. People that don't have love. Yes, they have a shout. They have speaking in tongues, as they say, as the Spirit of God give utterance. But where is the love? The love isn't, and not so much. I'm not talking about sex. I'm I'm not talking about a person that going to the movies, or a person going to the dinner date, or I'm talking about the love, this the the sympathy, the compassion that Jesus Christ speaks about when when the lawyer asks Jesus Christ, "Who is my neighbor?" And Jesus Christ gave him a parable, a story about a man that went to Jericho Road. And while he was at Jericho Road, he got beaten, and then he was half dead. And then a priest came by, and then the Levites came by. But a good Samaritan came and put him on a beast and carried it in and told it in, whatever you pay on this man, I want you to put it on my tab, because I will pay you back. So Jesus Christ said, who is your neighbor then? Jesus Christ said, do likewise. So I'm saying that to you, we can talk the talk, but we're not walking the walk, because love is the most endurable power in this world. The first love that Jesus Christ mentioned to us is when he had the sacrifice himself on the cross to redeem mankind back to himself, because goat couldn't do it, sheep couldn't do it, pigeon couldn't do it, lamb couldn't do it. So Jesus Christ sacrificed himself on the cross. He says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoso believes on him should not perish but have everlasting life. So I'm telling you on this video, how can you know a disciple? How can you know a student of Jesus Christ? How can you know a believer of the gospel of Jesus Christ? Because Christianity is not a religion, it's a relationship with the person that died on the cross. The person that is a SON, not so much a SUN, because the SUN is the source that we live, but the SON, he is a person, he's a savior of the world. So I'm saying that how can you know a believer? You can know a believer not by them carrying a Bible, because if you carrying a Bible not reading the Bible, you are carrying it in vain. So a person that carry the Bible and live what is written in the Bible, that is a disciple. That is a student of Jesus Christ. So my question is, how do you know a believer? You will know a believer by a person that cares for the poor, a person that don't make mockery of the poor, a person that don't scandalize, don't cheat the poor, but a person that love from the heart, and there are compassion, because because Paul say, though I speak with tongues of men and of angel, and have not charity, are becoming a sounding brass and a timbling cymbal. What Paul is saying that you might have the melody, but if you are not showing love, you're just making a lot of noise. And that's in our society right now, especially about among people that say they're Christian. They have the talk, but don't have the walk. They have the shout, but don't have the love that go behind the shout. So I'm saying that the sign of a believer is love, my friend. It's compassion, my friend. How can you say you love God whom you haven't seen, but you hate your brother you see every day? My friend, love is God. And how can you say you love God whom you haven't seen, but you hate your brother and sister you see daily? I don't understand that being married for at least 25 years, and then being married for 25 years to the same woman, and then the people treat me so differently. But my friend, I came to the conclusion that the only person can change you is God. And if you are willing to change, He will change you. But God not gonna come down and then force you to love, because love is the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of the Spirit. And the first fruit that on the Spirit is love, then joy, then peace. So I'm saying that if you have the fruit of the Spirit, and the first fruit that comes, that grows on your member, is love. Love, my friend, love. Love. The Bible said, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Love. I'm talking about individual that have selfie. They love themselves more than to love others. Because if you love your neighbor, you will have compassion for your neighbor. If you see your neighbor cold and need a coat, and you have 5 coats in your closet, you ought to take out one of the best coat and give it to your neighbor. If you see your neighbor needs some shoes and you have a closet full of shoes, you ought to give your best to your neighbor. If you see your neighbor needs some clothing, some clothes on their back, go in your closet and give them the best clothes. Don't give them something that you wouldn't wear. And it's a shame that people don't give the best, they give the worst. Keep your worst. Because Jesus Christ God gave his best. He gave his only begotten Son. Well, I'm telling you, my friend, the sign of a believer, the sign of a disciple of Jesus Christ is not how you shout, it's not how you speak in tongue, it's not how educated you are, but the sign of a believer is love. Love don't backbite your neighbor. Love don't walk by me, don't even shake my hand. Love don't even want to give me a hug. Love just don't give the handshake, but but love give the hug, a sincere hug, not just a lustful hug, but a sincere love saying that I love you. How many times the word I love you is mentioned? It's only good on Valentine's Day. It's only good on Christmas. It's only good on your birthday. But love, I love you, should be every day. Every day you're breathing the breath of God, you're to say, I love you. But I love is not just a sexual advanced situation. It is I love you because God is love, my friend. So the sign of a believer, how you know a Christian, is the love that they manifest. Are they a giver? of the necessity, what people need. The Bible says, how can you shut your bowels of compassion? You see your brother in need and you say, go tomorrow. No, you ought to give them the necessity of things they need. How can you pass a person that needs food and you have money in your pocket and you say, oh, they might buy liquor? Well, that's their business. But what you ought to do, you ought to give. Don't pass the drunk. Help the drunk. Give him pamphlet of saying, brother, I'm praying for your recovery. I'm so glad that somebody took the time to tell me about God. And look at me now. I know God. God, I know God not because of what He is doing for me through material things, but I love God because God is God. I'm not loving God for the fish and the loaves. I'm loving God for the relationship that He has to me. He wake me up in the morning. He stopped me on my way. He give me a right mind, give me activity of my limbs, and to give me a relationship with my family. Well, I'm saying that the sign of a true Christian is love. Don't be fooled. Don't be duped by the way they dance. Don't be duped by the way they speak in tongues. Don't be duped by they're so educated. They know scriptures. But are you living the scripture that you quote? I know you all know, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. But do you know that love beareth all things, believe all things, hope all things, endure all things? Love will never fail. My friend, how can you make a vow to God and then in a week, in a month time, in a week time, you say that you don't love this person anymore? I don't understand that people get married for 5 times and 6 times and 10 times. Apparently, marriage is not for you, my friend. If you've been married 5 times and plan on getting married again, apparently your love is in the wrong place, my friend. Well, I'm saying that the sign of a believer is to love one another as God have loved us. So you plan on getting married? Make sure marry for love, not for booty, not for the breasts, but marry not for the looks, but marry not for the material things, not for they have a nice home and they got 6 digits in the bank, but you're marrying for love, my friend. You're not married for the booty call. You're not married because of the hips and the lips and the long hair and the pretty eyes. But my friend, you're marrying for love, not for lust. Because lust don't last for a long time. And that's the problem in our society, my friend. We are marrying for lust because lust don't last long. Lust is for a quick fix, like drugs and the lottery, the quick fix. But love is an enduring thing. Love believe all things, hope all things, endure all things. Love will never fail, my friends. So I'm telling you in my closing, the sign of a believer is the love they manifest in their life. How are they a giver of those in need? How they close up their bowels of compassion. Read 1 Corinthians the 13th chapter all the way to the 6th verse. We see that how Paul say he's just making a lot of noise. How tongues cease, knowledge vanish away, but love, charity is the greatest of them all. Charity, my friend. Do you have love? Do you have charity? The sign of a believer is the need, giving love, showing compassion. being very compassionate. And it's our problem. We are not compassionate enough. We see the person that's homeless and we don't even give them the things that they need. My friend, God, God measure our faith by how we take care of those that are in need. The poor is Jesus Christ's friend. See, Jesus Christ came for the poor. He came for the sick. He didn't come for those that are wealthy. He come for those that are sick and poor. He said, listen, I come to preach the gospel to the poor. So I'm telling you that, my friend, it's a lot of people gonna be like the rich man that that's going straight to hell because Lazarus was at the gate and the dog came and licked his sore. And then the rich man passed Lazarus every day and didn't tell Lazarus, come on over. Come, come to my table. I'll give you some food. I'll give you some fruit. I'll give you the best of nice things. But a rich man walked by Lazarus every day and probably spit on Lazarus, probably kick Lazarus, probably said, Lazarus, move, you stink, move from my gate. But that's not the end of the story. The end of the story is the rich man went to hell, my friend. Read it. Read Luke 16:19. And then the poor Lazarus went to Abraham's bosom. And the Bible says there was a gulf fixed between them. The rich man can't go to Lazarus, and Lazarus can't go to the rich man. But a rich man have the audacity to say, pray that Lazarus may dip a tip of his finger and cool my tongue, because I'm in a place of torment. And they got the audacity to say that, Father Abraham, send somebody to my father's house because I have 5 brethren there. So they won't come to this place of torment. But Father Abraham told them, like I'm telling you, that they have Moses and the prophet. Let them hear them. It be persuaded though one rose from the dead. Well, I'm telling you, the sign of a believer. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one toward another. And it's sad, my friend. Coming this year, coming a new year, we ought to have more love. Love toward one another. Just don't love because you want to have sex. Love because you're compassion. Love because you don't want nothing in return, because where your treasure is, your heart be also. Don't be like the Pharisees and scribe sound a trumpet saying, I'm giving, but do things in secret, and God will bless you openly. As I say, my friend, this is Revelation of Alpha and Omega Ministry, your host speaker, Theophilus McPherson, and you can email me at theophilusmcpherson@gmail.com. Until next time, let us love one another, because God, God, is love. And the greatest love that no man than this, than a man lay down his life for your friend. Jesus Christ said, you are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Until next time, peace. God bless you, is my prayer.